Hey guys, Cold here. Welcome back to another raid video. I thought I'd make a Toshiro video today because I used up my books during the champion training that we have right now. I thought I'll max it out, and using books gives you points. So I thought I'll do on Toshiro and also make a video. I didn't have the full books to fully skill him out, so I do have only his first form. His second form is semi-skilled up, but I will be showcasing more of his first form. His second form is more so as a support rather than a damage dealer, although it has all AoE attacks, which is pretty nice, pretty neat for him. So Toshiro the Bloody, why is he so good? Well, he has a lot of power based on whether he applies leech on the enemies. If he applies a leech on the enemies, he inflicts 25% more damage. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So also fills this champion's turn meter by 5% every time the attack against the target under a leech debuff, and he's an attack slash HP damage dealer, meaning I built him up with not only just attack 4.7 thousand attack but 57,000 health, because his multipliers also base his damage based on his health. So he has a mixture of those plus a lot of speed, a lot of crit damage, and good accuracy in order for him to apply his debuffs on the brutal difficulty, which I'll be throwing him in today for the Hydra. So for the Hydra, I do have some benefits from my live arena bonuses, such as extra crit damage, ignore defense. So the numbers you'll be seeing by everybody is buffed up by all of these stats, and then some extra speed right there. So speed is always good because you want your team to be fast enough. I am also going to be using Mikage along with him. Mikage is very special because her A1 attacks one enemy with one random ally from the Shadowkin faction. The ally joining the attack will use their default skill. So basically, he'll be spamming his A1, which has a 50% chance of attacking another enemy if they're under a leech debuff. So you can be doing multiple attacks with this. His A2 is a quad hitting attack, and if the target is under leech, this champion's attack and HP is increased by 10% instead of the 5 that it normally gets increased. And damage increases based on whether you have a leech on the enemies. He applies a leech through his A3, places a decreased defense and a leech debuff for 2 turns through this one, and an extra hit on enemies under 2 or more debuffs. So what you get out of this combo is the possibility to do lots of damage, and that's what I want to see out of this combo. We're going to jump right through into the Hydra and see what kind of damage am I looking at with the team I have. So this is the team I'll be throwing in there. Does not have a revive, so that's something that you might want to consider before you make a team similar to this one. So my Lady Mikage, I have her locked out on Metamorph, the same with him. And I want to be using his A3 basically always in order to be applying the leech. In terms of his masters, which I didn't show, I'm using Hell Smasher, all right? You want Hell Smasher always. He's not an enemy max health damage dealer, so Hell Smasher is going to give him some extra, push. And then I'm also using Master Hexer and even Cycle of Magic for him to rotate through his skill sets. I am running a Savage gear piece plus some Slayer sets in order to give him that extra crit rate and crit damage. All right, if I had another piece, I could have got extra speed, but I just didn't. Okay, guys, let's jump into the Hydra. We want to have like one way to provoke. So I threw in Krisk into the team, and we'll see what's up. So Krisk in here starts out with this one. Actually, I'm going to do it as priority, and then the buff increase, and we should be fine. So we also have Mikage in there to add the extra benefit with this guy, and comparing the damage basically with Cupidus, the Cupidus Venus combo versus Mikage and Toshiro combo. That should be interesting. All right, so let's start it and see where this team is going to take us. I want to be seeing the damage by everybody. So attacking through, defense down weaken. And Toshiro, when he hits, he does a double hit. So he did about 100,000 and then 133,000 over there. Let's do the provoke. Keep that onto that head and just keep on fighting. I want to drop this head down first. I think should be the one we go for. We have the HP burn, so the poison cloud doesn't really affect the team here. So we're looking very, very good here. Boost the turn meter whenever we hit somebody with a leech. There's the poison cloud. There's the buff extension, and all of those buffs basically keep us doing more and more damage, depending also on what kind of blessings you're running. Ooh, we got lots of provokes over there, but at least you don't have the reflect, right? And this head is almost down. The decay head, you're gonna cleanse. I don't know, we'll see. Hey, the reflect is over there. There we go. We remove buffs with Venus, and we're looking at about a 1.25 million damage before we even get the heads to start going down. So that's gonna ramp up our damage pretty soon. So this is when the heads go down, and there's the Wrath head, and our damage should be ramping up very soon. We have some leech here, left and right. I want to see Toshiro 340 plus 400 there on the leech. So let's put it on manual here because I want to see some numbers. So let's hit with my boy Cupidus doing a 1.2. Obviously amazing. There we go. 660,000 from Toshiro just because of the A1 from Mikage. Let's do some HP burns. Let's up everybody. So if we hit somebody that does not have a leech, there's a possibility for his A1 to hit somebody that has the leech. So probably gonna try and hit this head. We didn't get the combo, but it's 600k just because of his A1. So that's already amazing. 200k on this head. Do an HP burn there. Looking good. So let's put it back on auto and see how quickly we could get to the 1 key territory. Of course, look at that big AoE. Look at the monster AoE. And also we get damage reduction because of this head. So the damage that we do is basically way less than we could have done because of the head of suffering. So it reduces damage taken by the other heads. There we go. Defense down weaken. The head of decay is going to be nasty. The double hits there, 700k, 700k as an AoE. So that's a 1.4 million damage on the heads that are down by Toshiro. It's already looking very, very nice to almost 2 million per turn. So if I could get this to go 250 turns, that's a 500 million damage team. As long as it's safe, you know, we should be totally fine. But there is the problem of having no block buffs. So if you get like a reflect at the bad time, somebody does something, we can potentially die. And look at that, we already hit the 1 key for brutal. And at this point, I want to just go back and see, all right, how much damage did we do? I just want to see Toshiro hitting for 665 with Mikage is so strong. As long as, of course, you have the leech at all times. That's where you boost your damage by significant amounts. If you don't have the leech, then it's kind of an issue. But his A1 doing that extra damage there on the leech, 782. And with the ally attackers in there, Cupidus and him. Oh, and how we killed our Chris because of this one. That's one of the problems, because I didn't manual there to remove the ally protect, and that basically killed him because it got stolen. I'm not sure why it got stolen though, because I do have a lot of resistance. Maybe it was like a 3%. Probably 1 million now hitting on that head by Toshiro. Look at that, 1 million again. And that is A1. That is an A1. Look at that big AoE. multiple millions of damage. So we are looking at 3 million per turn at this point with one of our supports dead. So let's end the battle and have a look at the damage recap. 35 million by Toshiro to 17 by Cupidus. 18 on Venus, and that's only because of the Hex set. So it's basically Toshiro's and Cupidus damage that Venus has. Chris basically died for our sins, and then Lady Mikage with 3.7. But Toshiro already looking so sweet in here. I don't think I'll use him anywhere else other than my Hydra teams, if I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. The reason is I don't see why I would use him in any of my other teams. I don't see where I could use him, let's say, for dungeons. Like, I don't have any team that requires him to be there, because this team basically uses Seer to clear it. So I don't see him fitting anywhere into your teams. Of course, if you're just starting out and having Toshiro, you can run him in lower stages. The gear that you're going to have is not going to be the best, but he does have, all right, some good stats considering. Okay, so let's say I just put in Toshiro for this one, and let's do Lydia just to see what kind of damage we're comparing everything to. So if I have find Lydia, if I have just Lydia and him, also maybe an increased attack, let's say Arbiter or anything else that has increased attack, He gains a boost of that. He gains a boost from the ally HP. Also, let's not do a super rate because I'm going to close it out. But I want to see his damage here. He just gains so much damage because of both attack and HP. So here, everybody has 2 debuffs. So he's going to double hit, place an extra hit on enemies under 2 or more debuffs. So here, this is going to look for 140, 150, and then you get the second one, which basically wipes out the wave. And that is pretty nice. But obviously, the stats I have are significantly boosted. Okay, the stats I have are not something that you would run Dragon 20. I'm just showing you guys the damage. On this one, each hit increases your attack and HP. This basically helps you to stack up your health and attack to significant amounts, almost 10,000 attack, almost 100,000 health by the end of all this. So his A2 now with barely anything, how much is this going to hit for? 32,000. Yeah, that's not a lot, but you guys get the idea on how he becomes more powerful as you keep on attacking. So his other form, let's try it out a little bit. His other form becomes like a more of a samurai. So attacks all enemies, can heal. Then the A3 attacks all enemies and places a decreased speed and a leech. That's pretty nice. Gains an extra turn. Tags. Actually, this form even does some solid damage. Although I don't think I would really care to use it. So solid damage even on his other form, which, by the way, doubles the amount of healing this champion receives when attacking enemies under leech. Also decreases damage taken from enemies under leech by 50%. That is great as a support. But look at that. Look at how nice is when he attacks on this form. All of the AoEs that he does. I think with like a merciless set, his second form would be sweet. Absolutely sweet. So here, this form, let's change it back. So, do I apply the leech? Let's see. There it is. There's the leech. Let's increase attack. Let's attack a little bit. Do this quad hitting attack with about 150k per hit. Let's put it on auto, and he's really stacking up now. His attack and HP is really stacking up through the A2. He becomes basically more powerful. 230,000 there with the A1. 250 now with the A1. He also gets a boost on turn meter because he attacks a target under leech. Beautiful. 280. And we take it down to save the energy that I use. I can sell this and get some silver back. 3.2 million damage. Toshiro looking so much fun. I don't think I'll use him for arenas though. I don't really think he fits in the arenas. You cannot place the leech and defense down. There's no chance you place it in this meta that we're in. So I don't see a point to use him anywhere. But in a team that you would probably use him would be to go against all this turn meter teams. You go with a faster team. So faster setup and try to get a faster attack through. I don't know whether that would be possible, but let's say can we actually show some of his damage? No increased attack here, nothing. I'm just gonna go with the same control team that I use. Oh, we even get a fear almost. Let's lock them out. That's nice. Didn't get feared. So what kind of damage are we looking at? I can't do his A2. So I'm gonna try and do his A3 here. Oh, we get, of course we get polymorphed. That is why I said it's a problem. You cannot really run these teams debuff placing. You cannot really do this with this meta. It's just not possible. Might as well try to run something else. And with all of these polymorphs, it's not possible. But for early arenas, you're gonna use him if it's just your only mythical. You don't have any other damage dealer. He's of course gonna be so useful. And right now he's just being a sheep because that's what he is. If you're not using him for just Hydra, then he's possibly just going to be a sheep for the arenas, which is kind of sad. And we're still a sheep for like an hour now. Still feeling like I'm part of a farm. All right. Lock them out again. Buff up this time. Not that it matters. Oh, we die. Even though I have like high HP, it's Taras. He kicks your Taras. Let's see the quad hitting attack here. Takes him out. That's sweet. That's we basically threw 1 hit on Wukong and 3 on Taraz. And that was it. So that was the video, guys, on Toshiro. I'm so surprised on his damage on Hydra, to be honest. Because the gear I have on him is, I could have tried to optimize it a little bit better for higher attack. It's just that you need to combo his health as well. So he's not just a pure attack damage dealer and just straight up die in 1 hit. So better. It's better for me to have this this kind of setup. So that was the video on Toshiro. Amazing for Hydra. I'm gonna try and tune that team even better so that that stupid Chris doesn't get his buff stolen, the ally protect stolen. And or was it not the Chris? No, somebody else got their buff stolen, and then Chris died because that was ally protection. That's what happened. Right, it wasn't Chris. But I'm gonna try and make him to survive longer. Thanks, guys, for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.